Sagittarius. How are you? This is Allie, and I'm very, very grateful to be spending this precious time with you today. Um, I really want to just jump in as I'm cleansing the energy here. I already did a little meditation prior to hitting record for your reading, and it was very interesting what I was given from Spirit. I saw a bird. It honestly reminded me of a chicken, but I couldn't fully tell if it was a chicken. But basically, it was a bird that had been in a cage for a really long amount of time, and it was really freaking out about being stuck in this cage. And it just wanted out. And then it got out. It was free. It was released. And then it was panicking because it had been contained for so long that it didn't know what to do with all the freedom it had just been given, even though that's what it had solely desired for so long. So it's like moving from one drastic end of the spectrum to another very quickly. And it's, I heard, you will find your footing. And so I feel like even if it's just for one person here, somebody needs that reassurance and that confirmation that what they're feeling or what they may be feeling here very soon is going to be very normal, a very normal feeling because you're going from one extreme to another. I'm almost kind of hearing like this restrictive poverty type cage to a very abundant, infinitely abundant freedom scape, whatever that means. And so that juxtaposition is going to naturally feel jarring, even though this is what you have been asking for and really manifesting for so long, years maybe, years of your life. I can see someone, the expansiveness and the freedom that they're about to encounter, that's about to permeate and envelop their life, is something you have wished for since you were maybe even a young teenager. And the degree to which you're about to experience this, you've never experienced it before. In this form, in this incarnation. So allow yourself, I'm hearing don't berate yourself when you step into this new level of healing, of freedom, expansiveness, abundance. Yeah, so let's pull some cards. Don't berate yourself if you feel like you're not maybe handling it the way that you feel like you should or thought that you would when it comes through. Yeah, I'm already getting a card here. So let's see what it is. 7 of Wands. Aggressive, defensive, no way to resolve. Please forgive me for my throat. I have so much stuff going on here, and illness and allergies just do not have room, so we're working through them. And interestingly on the bottom we have 5 of Wands. No clear direction, no way to resolve. This is the energy you have been in for a long time. This isn't new. Okay, this has been going on. This has been the energy you have been living in for a very long time. And I kid you not, I cut the deck to the sun because it feels like they're wanting to really reiterate here. This is your past energy. This is the energy that you're working through, moving out of. And so it's naturally, there's some kind of, I want to say, shocking change, revelation, communication, miracle, out of the blue thing that's going to occur for you or has already started to kind of show itself for you that is making way where once you thought there was no way to resolve your situation, is making a way for you. Okay, and I'm also feeling like you've been praying for a miracle. You've been praying for, man, you've been praying for someone to open a door, to make a way. Not someone, your spirit team, creator. This is almost, I can almost see someone desperately pleading, manifesting, praying, begging for, yeah, I mean, look how I'm cutting the deck here with the 5 of Cups and 2 of Swords. You couldn't see a way out. You felt utterly broken and like there was no way out from where you were. I feel this. I see it. It's being reflected in the cards. So Spirit, what's the message here? Something is being diligently worked on and is almost near completion in the cosmos, in the spirit realm. Okay? That has been working on steadily. That's going to lay a solid foundation for you. That's going to be abundant. All the things you've been asking for. Yeah, there we go. 6 of Wands. Abundant. All the things that you've been asking for. Solid. Joyous. A relief. Feeling like the universe sees you and heard you. Queen of Cups. Yeah. The Hanged Man. Anything else, Spirit? Yeah, there's this, and you've had this intuitive knowing that I feel like you have been hopelessly optimistic with hopeless kind of underlined bold and with an asterisk next to it, excuse me. Like heavy on the hopeless, but hopelessly optimistic nonetheless. And that is kind of a Sagittarius vibe, isn't it? That somehow, some way, if you held the faith, the universe was going to come through for you. That something was going to be uncovered. Something was going to manifest for you where you would be victorious in the end. And I think what victory looks like for you on a very visceral level is a feeling of true and utter freedom. And this goes beyond like, oh, I'm not tied down to a partner. I don't have kids. I don't have a job. Like, the freedom we're talking about here is on a cellular level where your soul does not feel bound to your pain body. Okay? So what we mean by that is that there is a freedom from toxicity, old hurts, pain, feelings of restlessness, feelings of unease, any lower or shadow type energies where, you know, we speak badly about ourselves, feel badly about ourselves for whatever reason, where we don't feel good enough. It's a freedom from all of that noise. And all of it serves a purpose on our human evolution. I really believe that. But freedom for you, yes, it looks like a solid foundation. It looks like comfortable resources. It looks like a very close and developed spiritual relationship with your spirit team and those in your physical reality. It looks like a close relationship with your higher self. But it looks like health and wealth and a feeling of well-being. And there's so many things here. It's not just like, hey, you're going to get a bag of money this week. Like, it goes so far beyond the physical. And while those physical things are very real and weigh us down, weigh on us heavily, rather, I should say, it's a freedom from all energies that make you feel bound. And there's such a victory in that feeling. So I'm really curious, Spirit. Can you give us more information? What specifically has been making them feel bound that is about to be released? Thank you. They want that reversed. Queen of Pentacles reversed. So yeah, for sure there's a feeling of not having enough resources, not feeling like your physical world is stable. Maybe it looks like not being able to go to the dentist, or wearing an old pair of shoes that are falling apart, or worrying what's going to happen if something major breaks down on the car, because we're one paycheck away from it being in a real financial crisis. There's lots of these like physical things that I think have been weighing you down, but also just this heavy feeling of like, why I don't feel abundant. Why am I not abundant? Even though I think you can find, you have this hopelessly optimistic feeling about you, even though I think you can find the joy. Yeah. You have a lot of fears. You have a lot of, like, I'm getting like guilt, shame, feeling like you can't see 2 steps ahead of you. And this stuckness leaving you in periods of indecision, not knowing what step to take, fearful of taking a wrong step in any direction. This is a really heavy energy, if I'm being honest. And yeah, there's a lot of things that have been holding you back. That's, a lot of mental chatter, but also some very real world concerns and fears. And I think, quite frankly, you've had some of these things kind of manifest for you. I'm getting that it's not necessarily to hurt you. I mean, it's not to hurt you. These things that happened weren't to hurt you. It was kind of lessons along the way, stepping stones to get you where you really wanted to go. And it's not always an easy path. They're giving me a vision of Dorothy trying to get to Oz. And there was several challenging, stops and roadblocks on her way to get to Oz. There were even challenges and roadblocks when she got to Oz. But she persisted. She was hopelessly optimistic. She had no other choice. And through those trials, continuing with Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, through those trials, it really helped narrow down and define for her what she was fighting to get back to, or work towards, what she really wanted. And what she really wanted was to be home with the only two people who probably ever loved her, Auntie M and her uncle. I don't know why I can't remember his name. She wanted to be back home. And she wanted to feel safe and loved, and didn't really realize just how much she had before it was taken away, and she had to fight and persist to get back to the thing she realized she loved. So I feel like this example is being used to just kind of help paint a clearer picture for you that the trials and tribulations, forgive me, the trials that you have endured have been stepping stones to help you really narrow down and kind of crystallize exactly what it is you want, your soul wants in this lifetime, to help you remember. And I think you're pretty much there. You've spent a lot of time here in this Hanged Man energy. Sometimes by choice, and other times you were kind of forced into this period of deep contemplation of wanting to understand yourself and the world and why things mattered and what truly mattered to you, what you were willing to sacrifice along the way to be able to finally have and really have a clear understanding of what it is that your soul desired. I can see that you have a very victorious new chapter in your life coming up ahead, and this came through in the meditation and I forgot to bring it up. In the meditation, I was given that there may be something specific in your birth chart, in the transits that you're experiencing right now with Uranus. And you may have some very significant or specific Uranus transits going on that would help you kind of understand the energy that you're navigating, if you're able to look that up. Because, Uranus is the great disruptor, planet of change. Uranus does have a tendency to kind of pull the rug out from under us, and it's not always bad. It's not always bad, but it is usually shocking in one way or another. So I think this energy that you are kind of in this tornado right now, very, very lots of Wizard of Oz references, so that must be significant for someone here. But this energy, tornadic, turbulent energy may find yourself in right now, I think you could really glean some good information from that by looking at your transits that you have right now, and particularly looking at Uranus. Okay. It's also getting ready to move into Gemini. I'm recording this on April 20th, so like 5 or 6 days, and that's going to be pretty significant. So, yeah, I would definitely look at that. So let's see, Spirit. What can Sagittarius expect next? Particularly relating to that Uranian energy. What can Sagittarius, thank you, expect next? Ooh, look at this. It did come out reversed, but they're kind of telling me it doesn't really matter, because what we're talking about here is a new calling. Maybe not new for all of you, but maybe a more serious, yeah, like a more serious calling for the calling you've been called to before. I hope that makes sense. 2 of Wands and Judgment. There may have been something that happened in March, or that had been going on through the month of March, that might be reaching a culmination for you in the next, week or so. we'll just say, the rest of April. Whenever you're watching this, if you're not watching this in April, we'll say a week, 2 weeks from now. Something that happened in March or last month from whenever you're watching this, and is going to really be out in the open and very significant for you in the next week or two. There is a calling on the calling. So this feels like a passion, something you feel called to do. I mean, I can't think of another way to phrase what I'm being given. And even if this is something that has kind of been on your mind or in the periphery for you, it is a new juncture. It is a new path that has a weight to it, a seriousness, a commitment to a path that's coming up. And it might relate to movement, leaving somewhere behind, moving to a new location, or traveling for an extended period of time to a different location. It does have a feeling here that's related to, maybe, I say work with like quotation marks, because it could be your partner's work, where you're going to go with them and have your own thing that you're doing in a new place. That feels kind of specific, but it could be something like that. It does feel like there's movement and travel here in some capacity, but I think in the vaguest sense of this energy that I'm getting, there is movement within you that is real and true and has weight. Okay? There's substance here. You're preparing something that had only been in your mind is now you're starting to really make concrete plans for that, and leaving something behind. And the something kind of feels like a belief pattern or a thought about yourself. Look at that. Death. Yeah, you're leaving something behind because there's a new dawn coming for you. There is a transformation here, and there is things feel a lot more balanced for you, a lot more stable, secure, exciting, passionate. And again, that freedom, that overwhelming sense of freedom on a very cellular level for you is kind of both the catalyst for a lot of this change, as well as like a healing balm for you in many, many ways. This is very good and very exciting, and I think ultimately very welcome by you. I think kind of here, like in this judgment card, look at how the people have their hands raised. They're rejoicing that the horn is blowing, and I feel like that's how you are going to feel. Like you're basically being raised from the dead. There's a miracle. You are so, so happy that the horn is finally being blown for you. You're like, beam me up, Scotty. I'm ready. Beam me up, Spirit. I'm ready for whatever new chapter you have here for me. I think part of the stuck, waiting, exhausting energy, I think it also served a purpose, so that you would just energetically be ready to go when everything was divinely aligned to start moving. Okay, so we kind of got like a 1 to 2 week time period here on this showing up for you. Is there anything else here, Spirit, before we... Queen of Swords. Yeah, so things that have been murky in the past, I feel a real like clarity coming through on. I feel like if people in your life that you care about have judgments or concerns or their own concerns isn't maybe the best word. Let's say their own opinions about stuff moving forward. I think you're finally in a place where you're like, this, I know where I'm going and I feel safe with that. And I think ultimately with the Three of Cups, wherever this is you may be traveling to, or this new venture, this new path that you're taking, I think people who really love you are ultimately going to be happy for you, even if there's like a bittersweetness here, even if their fears or worries are rooted more in their own desire to keep you close or keep you in a energetic field that they're used to you being in. I kind of almost get like this parental, and again, this might be very specific for someone, so take it how it might resonate for you. But like the vision I'm being given is you're getting ready to move away. You got a really great job offer. Your spouse got a good job offer. You're getting ready to move away, much farther away from your family, and they are thinking of all the concerns that they could possibly think of because they don't want you to be that far away. They're used to you kind of being dependent on them to a degree, being close by. And while ultimately I think they're going to be happy for you and glad that you have this opportunity and that things, resources are here, things feel a lot more stable, you're excited about life, there's like that familial bittersweetness of family members not wanting things to change or for you to be very far away. I think that's just one way that this could show up and just an example of that. Yeah, the Lovers. What's happening is fated, okay? This is fated. You ultimately get to make the decision. But I also feel like the universe is making this Uranian energy. There is a decision also being made for you. That is something worth being celebrated. It is something you've wished and prayed for. You have manifested for this. It feels good. It feels kind of nerve-wracking. Like you are thinking about all the possibilities when this news, the surprise comes in. They wanted me to take the Queen of Swords down to remember what was back here, and it's the Six of Wands. It's a victorious energy, joyful, moving forward. And this is what you are about to experience. How wonderful. How wonderful. I want to end your reading here for you with an oracle card. I'm looking around because I'm trying to feel like, where am I being drawn to? Let's get you an animal card. Most people have probably tuned out by now, so if you're still here, this will be very personalized for you. Thank you for being here with me, by the way. If you haven't yet, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know if and how this has resonated for you. I love your feedback. I love to connect with you and get to know you better in that way. All right, final message for Sagittarius, please, Spirit. One animal card. Thank you. Buffalo. Buffalo is about abundance. And number 19, which is the star card, or I'm sorry, the sun card in tarot. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm going to read from the book for you for this. This cold. I can't even, picking up the wrong books. Okay. Buffalo, prayer and abundance. Haven't we been talking about prayer and abundance? The little poem here says, Buffalo, you bring us the gifts of life. Hear our prayers, smoke rising like phoenix. We are reborn within the sacred words. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to read this and that'll be the reading, okay? In Lakota tradition, it was the white buffalo calf woman who brought the sacred pipe to the people and taught them to pray. The bowl of the pipe was the receptacle that held tobacco, an herb with male and female medicine. The stem of the pipe represented the male entering the female and seeding life. In the coming together of male and female, the connection to the divine energy of the Great Spirit was made. As the pipe was loaded with tobacco, every family in nature was asked to enter into the pipe and share its medicine as prayer and praise to the heavens. The smoke was considered to be visual prayer and was very sacred and cleansing. All animals are sacred, but in many traditions, white buffalo is the most sacred. The appearance of white buffalo is a sign that prayers are being heard, that the sacred pipe is being honored, and that the promises of prophecy are being fulfilled. White buffalo signals a time of abundance and plenty. Buffalo was the major source of sustenance for the Plains Indians. It gave meat for food, hides for clothing, warm and soft buffalo robes for long winters, and hooves for glue. The medicine of buffalo is prayer, gratitude and praise for that which has been received. Buffalo medicine is also knowing that abundance is present when all relations are honored and sacred, and when gratitude is expressed to every living part of creation. Because of its desire to give the gifts that its body provided and because of its willingness to be used on earth for the highest good before entering the hunting grounds of spirit, buffalo did not readily stampede and run from hunters. To use buffalo medicine is to smoke the pipe in a sacred manner and to give praise for the richness of life to be shared with all races, all creatures, all nations, and all life. It means smoking for others so that their needs are met, praying for the good of all things in harmony, and accepting the great mystery as a part of that harmony. If you have drawn the buffalo card, you may be asked to use your energy in prayer. You may also be called upon to be an instrument of someone else's answer to a prayer. This could portend a time of recognizing the sacredness of every walk of life, albeit different from your own. To honor another's pathway, even if it brings you sadness, is a part of the message that buffalo brings. This may be a time of reconnection to the meaning of life and the value of peace. Most assuredly, this time will bring serenity amidst chaos if you pray in earnest for enlightenment and the power of calmness to give praise for the gifts you already have. Buffalo medicine is a sign that you achieve nothing without the aid of Great Spirit, and that you must be humble enough to ask for that assistance and then be grateful for what you receive. Okay, I'm so grateful because this card, I think, really speaks to the entire energy of your reading. We talked about you praying. We talked about you in the Hanged Man energy, finding your way, finding what really what life, what's important to you, what it really means to you. That you have had an optimism in the face of adversity and trials and tribulations, that you are grateful to Spirit in all the goodness that you have had, and that there is a promise, you have been heard, that abundance is on its way to you in many forms, that there is a door opening for you. And I think it's just a good reminder to keep that gratitude, to keep saying thanks for what we do have, what we already have, even before more arrives. Gratitude that we have been kept up until this point, for all the beautiful things we have and the joys that we do have in our life. And a promise to you that something really beautiful from Spirit, a true gift from Spirit, is on its way. Swiftly, they said. All right. Wow. Well, I was really blown away with that Buffalo card, and I am so grateful um, to have spent this time with you and to had the opportunity to connect with your spiritual team and bring this message through for you. And I just want to thank you for that. Very exciting times ahead. Um, yeah, so thank you. Like, share, subscribe if you feel called. Leave a comment if you feel called. If you're ever interested in personal readings, I love to do those. And you can find that information on my website at thecl.com, or all of that information and ways to contact me is in the description box below. But I am looking forward to connecting with you again. Thank you so much for being here. And more than anything, please take excellent care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye.